Okay, so we are at the tail end of our walk for today, and I'm gonna do this segment on the move because Samson feels it's all about him. So he's gonna bark anytime I turn the camera on unless I'm moving. I digress. Anyways, the last bit I wanted to tell you about today was about the Virgin Mary and her paradigm with this whole birth of Jesus. Now she is told that she is gonna have a baby and his name would be Jesus. Now she is 13 years old, barely beginning to understand these things. And in that day and age, girls were married off at 13 years old, barely able to process that. And now she's married to a 40-year-old guy or engaged to a 40-year-old guy, and she's got to go tell this guy she's pregnant. Now back then, women could be killed for that kind of thing. And Joseph, being a man of God and faith, is like weighing this heavily and thinking, I could divorce her quietly in another town. I don't know what to do with this. So he decides to just play it cool and try to do right by her. And they move to Bethlehem. And they move to, in the Bible story, a manger. A baby was born in a manger. Well, it was really more of a stone cave in the side of the hill where the ox and the donkey were. So you could imagine it didn't smell very nice. You could imagine it wasn't very warm and dry. And this was for a reason Jesus chose. Okay, so in his throne, before he descended as a human being and come to this earth and dressed himself in flesh, he said, I'm not coming as a king. I'm the king of the universe, but I am going there to serve the people. So I'll be born a servant, a peasant, in a peasant's manger. And that's where I'll begin this journey. And to think the Virgin Mary is carrying her baby, whom God says is going to be his son named Jesus, following this guy across the desert to give birth in a cave to the Son of God. Unbelievable for this poor girl. I can't imagine what went through her head. So to process that and make sense of it, it's, I would say, impossible. But she also was a woman of faith and knew that this was what God wanted and said. So sometimes in our lives, it's not about what we can process, but do we trust God and where he's going to lead us? I can't imagine what she went through on the day Jesus was crucified, knowing that she had the son of the king, and he gave his life, and he's now going to be hung from a cross and tortured for what he came to do. Imagine Jesus looking out at her that day, knowing the pain she's going through. As she stares at him, I'm sure memories of him as a child went through her head as she's raised him and was still mom at his 33-year-old mark. I'm sure she imagined him on the beach as a baby, writing his name in the sand as he looked back and wanted her to see what he did. I'm sure she looked back and remembered him chasing a lamb in the front yard, as children will do no matter what day or age it is. The things that went through her head, the day he was born to lead the world and the day he was killed to set us free. Man, just give thanks. Just give thanks and say, Jesus, be part of my life and show me what your love means. Have a great day.